Hello, thank you for joining me. As always, your presence is appreciated. So, today I will review the book called Mexican Gothic by Silvia Monreno Garcia. And here is the book cover. I thought that book cover was so pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this goodness, okay? Strap in your seatbelt because this is crazy. So this is a crazy, twisted tale involving a family that has some deep, creepy secrets. Okay? Catalina has married a man she obviously didn't know well enough. They had a short courtship, married, and Catalina was swept off to her marital home a long way away from her family. Months later, Catalina sent a concerning message back to her family, which caused her cousin Noemi to be sent to see what was going on. Noemi was not pleased at the task due to having a life of her own to pursue. Noemi had hopes to attend university, remain a socialite, and live an independent life. Noemi wanted love and relationship, but wanted to explore life first. However, this was placed on hold for the task of finding out what was going on with her cousin Catalina. Noemi quickly found Catalina's home to be drab, outdated, and gloomy. The family Catalina married into seemed to be very odd indeed. The family originated from England and relocated and began mining for silver on the property that they had procured. The grandfather brought soil from his old country along with him and a few other secrets. The family has a long history of death, murder, incest, seemingly unbreakable ties, and greed. The remaining family members seem to be stuck in like a prior time period. Their clothing and the home decor were outdated and honestly decaying, for lack of a better word. The servants seem to be always on autopilot or robotic. The grandfather seemed to be very interested in genetics and family lineage. As time went on, it was apparent that something unusual, to say the least, was happening, and it was affecting her cousin Catalina in a negative way for sure. Catalina seemed stoic, out of it, ill, or she would become instantly dazed. There were only a few brief moments of Catalina's former self showing up, but it was apparent she was not like herself at all. Something was making Catalina seem mentally unstable. And the family definitely kept her guarded and isolated, even from Noemi. Yes, her own family. So Noemi began to experience things that left her wondering if this house and its occupants were haunted in some way. Oh yes, the home seemed to have a soul, a pulse, a heartbeat, if you will. There were unhappy spirits about that played with your mind and body. Whispers and cries in the night, ghosts lurking about the home and entering your thoughts while you slept. having forbidden dreams that seemed oh so real. Catalina and Noemi are in quite the mushroom situation. Noemi was sent to crack the case on what was happening, but ended up entangled in the crazy happenings of this house and family. Noemi had a daring side to her, and her carnal inhibition seemed to want to come out and play. But she had to fight and stay the course of getting to the bottom of what was happening and devise a plan to get her and Catalina out of the family's clutches. Will the cousins survive this sinister home and occupants? Will the family's plan come together, or will it be foiled by the cousins? Will budding love stand in the way or be an asset to the cousins? Now, I can't give much more away because it's a tale best unraveled by the reader. This book will keep you guessing, okay, as to what happens next and how this story unravels. I will tell you, buckle up for the ride. This tale can easily become a sci-fi movie, okay? I will say, if you have a queasy stomach, some parts of this book will not be good for you, okay? I would not eat while reading this book either. I just wouldn't. But hey, that's just me. There were some parts that I internally upchucked. Okay. So I will warn you that there is some gruesomeness involved. Okay. I will say that this is a page turner because it's some crazy stuff. It's crazy. It has a good pace, and it will definitely keep you hooked. It will definitely keep you turning the pages, okay? I mean, I personally haven't read a story like this in a long time, and it's not something that I exactly gravitate towards, but this was a very interesting read, okay? And I will do a little sidebar. Mushrooms are a part of this story, okay? And ironically, after reading this book, I stumbled upon the opportunity to go mushroom hunting, okay? And coincidentally, the first stop was at a graveyard. Was at a graveyard, okay? Well, behind a graveyard. And yes, so I myself have gone mushroom hunting once. And I give respect to people that go mushroom hunting. I mean, that is not an easy task. Now, keep in mind, if you've done it year after year, you kind of know where to go and kind of can map out where you last found mushrooms and kind of go to those spots again and again. But for a first timer or a beginner, that stuff is hard. I mean, it's not like they just jump out at you and say, here I am. I mean, you're like slumped over, your back is hurting, and you're trudging possibly through wilderness like conditions and wooded like conditions. And I will say, I did have fun. I found one. Out of hours of looking, I personally found one. Now, the person that I went with found more than that, but I only found one. But I was happy for that one. And I was happy for the experience. It was fun. And I would do it again. And so mushrooms, ironically, are tied into this particular story. And so I thought, those two, that experience and reading this book, I was like, oh wow, that's kind of coinkadink right there, But okay, so back to the book. I give it a 5 out of 5. Check it out. It's a crazy tale, but it's a good book. Now, as I've said, if you're queasy, take it easy. If you're just a little skittish, strap on your seatbelt because it's gonna be a crazy ride. So subscribe, click like, click share, tell a friend. If you've read the book, comment your thoughts. I want to know what you think. I don't want to be the only one out there that said, whoa, this was some sci-fi craziness. Good craziness, but still craziness. So until next time, keep turning the pages, my book lovers.